And actually, professional sport teams and other athletes take advantage of this, and they often do altitude training. So here's the Collingwood AFL team. They're up in the Victorian high country in the mountains. You can see all the trees in the background have been burnt by bushfires. But teams go up to the mountains and they train for a week or so at a high altitude, and that naturally releases EPO into our bodies. So when an athlete comes back to play in the city or where they normally play, they can carry more oxygen and it increases their performance. So again, let's look at how this works with the stimulus response model. We've talked about this a lot. So the stimulus, when you go up to the mountains, is low oxygen in the air. The receptors are oxygen receptors. And these are actually in the kidney. The control center is the kidney as well. And then here we have a hormone, EPO, which is made in the kidneys. It's released into the blood and it travels along to the bone marrow, which makes more red blood cells. Produce more red blood cells. So this is a natural process. But what athletes can do, if they want to cheat, is to inject some artificial EPO hormone. So laboratories can actually make the EPO hormone, make an artificial version. And so when an athlete injects it into their body, they're interrupting this process to artificially make the body make a lot more red blood cells. Because the bone marrow can't tell the difference, it recognizes the EPO and it just makes more red blood cells anyway. So when you inject EPO, it's called blood doping. It's a common term in sport that you might have heard. It's completely illegal in every sport, and the main reason is there are a lot of dangers. So the dangers of blood doping, it greatly increases the chance of getting a blood clot because your blood is a lot thicker with all the red blood cells. Blood clots. There's a big chance of getting heart disease and also a stroke, which is where there's a blood clot in your brain and you can often lose memory or you can't talk properly anymore. So these are all really serious dangers of blood doping. And that's why using hormones like this is completely banned in sport.